with Oscar Piastri joining the Formula 1 grid in 2023. You might have heard a lot of people talking about Oscar and how he is the most in-demand rookie currently and how he has had such a great junior career. We've even had the likes of Christian Horner come out and say that he regretted not signing Oscar to the Red Bull Junior program when he could have had the chance. Now, Oscar Piastri has had one of the best junior careers possible in his lead up to his Formula 1 debut. He won the Formula Renault Eurocup, then Formula 3 and then Formula 2 in consecutive years, and Formula 3 and Formula 2 were in his first season at both. Now, people have done a similar thing to this as Charles Leclerc and George Russell. They've both won 2 consecutive single-seater series on their way to Formula 1, and they are regarded as some of the best drivers in the world. Now, with Piastri topping this with 3 titles, does that make him a better driver? The fact that he's won these championships in his first year trying show how easy he can adapt and how comfortable he is in these cars, and this is something that his Aussie predecessor Daniel Ricciardo just couldn't get to grips with that McLaren. So a brief overview of his early life: he began racing RC cars and ended up racing these at a national level. Now, Piastri came out and said that this really helped him when he went on to karting, with things like Racing Line, and just understanding the mechanics behind some of these cars helped him in his karting career.
Kinds of stuff. I used to race competitive, and I think it helped a little bit when I went to karting because I knew a little bit roughly like what a racing line was, sort of how to race, even if, you know, it's a bit different when you're holding a remote control versus sitting in the car.
Now, he picked up karting in 2011 just for fun. Before realising he had a huge amount of natural ability, he began racing in the European Karting Championships before making the full-time move over to the UK, where he boarded in London. Now, he finished the karting scene with a best place result of 6th in the Karting World Championships. Now, he definitely didn't dominate as much in karting as he did in his single-seater series, moving up to Formula 1, but karting is hugely competitive and a lot of it comes down to how good your race car is and how much money you've got to spend. So moving on to single-seaters, and this is where Piastri managed to get a sponsorship with HB Tuners, a company that is founded and owned by his dad. Now, this is what funded Oscar's racing career. Oscar made his single-seater debut in selected rounds of the Formula 4 UAE Championship, where he claimed 2 podiums and managed to get 6th overall in the championship. The following year, in 2017, Piastri joined TRS Arden Racing for the British F4 Championship. He managed to claim 6 wins and 6 pole positions in this championship and finish runner-up. In 2018, Piastri made the move up to Formula Renault Eurocup, where he made his debut in the championship, reuniting with Arden. Now, he managed to claim 3 podiums with a highest place finish of 2nd at the second race in Hockenheim, and he didn't have the best first season in the Formula Renault Eurocup. December 2018, Piastri switched teams to the reigning team champions, Race GP, for the 2019 championship. He then went on to claim his first and second win on consecutive days at Silverstone. Moving to that top team really seemed to help Piastri in his battle for Formula 2. He became the first driver to win 3 races in 2019, and it went down to the wire at Yas Marina on the final day, where he was crowned champion after a 4th place finish. Now, in my personal opinion, this is where Piastri really stepped on and became a force to be reckoned with in the single-seater championships. Now, after impressing in the Formula Renault Eurocup, Oscar Piastri got the chance for a post-season test with Prema Racing. Oscar clearly impressed because in January 2020, he was offered a contract with the Italian outfit alongside his new Formula 1 competitor Logan Sargent and Frederick Vesti. Now, Piastri's debut race at the Red Bull Ring saw him start 3rd on the grid. Now, he actually collided with the pole sitter Sebastian Fernandez. Piastri managed to avoid taking any damage and went on to win the race. But with his absolute dominance, he reclaimed the championship lead after finishing 5th at Spa feature race, but dropped back after being penalised for an illegal overtake in the sprint race. However, Piastri charged to 3rd place in Monza feature race, benefiting from Logan Sargent being involved in the collision to retake the championship lead. Piastri then finished 7th in the final race to claim the championship title. Just 3 points ahead of his championship rival Théo Pourchaire, Piastri claimed victory. Now, staying with the Prema team, Oscar was promoted the following year up to Formula 2, replacing Mick Schumacher and partnering up with Robert Schwartzman. Piastri went on to win his first feature race in Monza. He then increased the championship lead with another pole position and win at Sochi, becoming the second driver that season to win 2 races on the same weekend. This made him the 3rd driver in history to win the championship in their rookie season, and just shows the talent that Oscar Piastri has. With his championship win, Piastri joins an elite set of drivers, including Nico Rosberg, Lewis Hamilton, Nico Hulkenberg, Charles Leclerc and George Russell, as the only drivers to win the Formula 2 title in their rookie season. He also became the 5th driver to win the Formula 3 and then Formula 2 title in the following year. Obviously, when you get promoted up to Formula 2, quite a few drivers can spend 2 to 3, even 4 years in Formula 2 at the same team and getting used to a car. So to come up in your first season and just clinch the win straight away and fairly comfortably for Formula 2, and that Formula 2 season is up there with just sheer dominance. It was a comfortable win, and at that stage I think it was clear that he was going to be joining a Formula 1 team in no time. So how good is Oscar Piastri? Now, we can only judge him from his career up to now. Oscar has everything to be potential Formula 1 World Championship material. He has consistency, he has quali pace, he has race pace, he has a ridiculous level of adaptability to new cars, and he seems to be able to get in any car and get the best out of it almost immediately. And the one thing that stands out is he does have a better junior career than most of the drivers on the Formula 1 grid. The results speak for themselves. Now, he has done everything required at this stage to be a top Formula 1 driver and even push Lando Norris in that McLaren, but it depends how quickly he adapts to this car. We know what happened last time McLaren hired an Aussie F1 driver who was one of the best on the grid. It didn't work out too well. So let's hope Piastri can adapt to that car and him and Lando can work together for McLaren to push them up the championship table. Now, a lot of Formula 1 drivers have raw pace, but I think Piastri's adaptability is going to put him up there. You see a lot of rookies, it takes them a year, 2 years to get used to Formula 1. Think of like Mick Schumacher, Yuki Tsunoda in recent years. They didn't seem very comfortable in that Formula 1 car. The quicker you can adapt in Formula 1, the better, and you need to be on it from race 1. Let's just hope that McLaren is slightly competitive, because I am really looking forward to seeing Piastri racing this season.